Hey guys, it's Alex. I'm here with another Top 5 Wednesday video. For those of you who don't know, Top 5 Wednesday is a group on Goodreads. Every Wednesday, there's a bookish-inspired Top 5 prompt. Today's prompt is the top 5 books that represent your Hogwarts house. I am repping my Harry Potter tank top, if y'all can see. It kind of makes me look like I'm a Gryffindor, but I promise you I'm not. I am a Slytherin through and through. I just don't have any Slytherin shirts because I'm broke, or I would own them all. These are my top 5 Slytherin books, I suppose. The first one I've talked about on here before. I feel like I have it in every other Top 5 Wednesday video. It is Long May She Reign by Ellen Emerson White. The reason I picked this book is because it's very political. It's a new adult novel. Meg is 18 and in college, but her mother is the President of the United States. It's not necessarily dealing with like political intrigue and scheming, but it does influence Meg's life, and she's very well versed in how it works and how to deal with the media who are following her around and harassing her. And she is about the world's greatest self-preservation instinct, and I just feel like she's possibly one of the strongest Slytherin characters I've ever read. And she's such a positive person. Like, not positive in an upbeat way, but like, she's someone I would describe as a very good person. And she's also very Slytherin, so I would highly recommend this book as an example of a wonderful Slytherin protagonist. Next, I have Written on the Body by Jeanette Winterson. This I almost didn't put on the list just because I can't really put my finger on what about it makes it Slytherin. It just felt like a very Slytherin love story, if that makes sense at all. It's very philosophical about love. The main character is blinded by it in a way, but at the same time, they never lose their rational thought, so it were. I don't really know how to describe this, but it has a very Slytherin love story feel. So I would highly recommend you read it and let me know if you agree, or let me know down in the comments if you read this and you agree that it's a very Slytherin feeling love story. Next, I have Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. This is a thriller, and originally I didn't want to put any thrillers on this list just because I felt like it was too stereotypically Slytherin. But despite it being a thriller, the protagonist, who is not the villain, is very Slytherin. Has a great self-preservation instinct, and she's always looking at the bottom line instead of making emotional decisions. And I feel like she's a very good negative representation of what a Slytherin could be like. And all in all, like, despite it being a thriller, like, the thriller aspect is not why this is on the list. It's mostly on here because the main character embodies so many Slytherin traits. I also have Just Listen by Sarah Dessen as my 4th book. And this is a contemporary young adult romance novel, which is part of the reason I put it on this list. I did want to have something that seems very non-Slytherin on the surface, but I think the characters in this novel, especially the main character, Annabelle, is very Slytherin in nature. A lot of the book deals with her trying to stop being so nice just to get by and start expressing more of what she feels. And I think that's a very Slytherin coming-of-age story. That might just be me, but this book felt very Slytherin in that regard. The final book on my list is actually 2 books. It is a duology. Trickster's Choice and Trickster's Queen by Tamora Pierce. These books are about a spy. She's the daughter of the spy master in one country, and she gets kidnapped and taken by slavers to another country where she's a slave, and she plans to escape, but then one of the gods of that country says, "Hey, if you work for me for a year and help me out here, I'll put in a good word with your father and convince him to make you a spy back at home." And she basically says okay, and that's the story. I just felt this entire thing, she's very, very Slytherin. I adore her. Her mother is Alana from the Lioness Quartet, who is Gryffindor in nature, and they have a lot of clashes, mother-daughter clashes, especially in the beginning of Trickster's Choice when she's at home. And I really liked that dynamic. And I just felt these books basically embodied what it means to be a Slytherin. Those are my 5 Slytherin book recommendations. Let me know down in the comments what house you are and if you like these book recommendations for Slytherin. Also, feel free to give me any book recommendations for your own houses if you're not Slytherin, or give me any book recommendations for Slytherin if you think there's anything else that should be on this list. Bye, guys!